Let me be straight with you. Thailand isn't the paradise it used to be. I don't say that casually. I've been living here for years, watching the rise, the madness, the boom times, and now the slow, painful decline. Sitting here in Pattaya as I say this, I can feel it everywhere. In the streets, in the bars, in the way locals look at tourists. The tourism ministry forecasted 39 to 41 million visitors in 2025. Ambitious? Sure. Reality? Not even close. By August, they'd only managed about 20 million, and anyone who knows this place knows September and October are dead months. You don't catch up in the low season. You just don't. So maybe, if they're lucky, Thailand scrapes together 33 million by the end of the year. That's still way under the goal. Meanwhile, what's happening next door? Vietnam is up 25%. Laos, yes, Laos, is up 28%. Cambodia 16%. Malaysia 20%. Basically, while Thailand is stumbling, everyone else is sprinting. And here's the kicker. It's not just numbers. It's a vibe. Thailand is losing its magic. People love to argue about the exchange rate. So let's be exact. The baht is strong, hovering under 32 to the dollar. That doesn't help foreigners. It hurts. A strong baht plus years of Thai inflation means your money doesn't stretch like it used to. 10 years ago, you could live like a king. Now it's death by 1,000 cuts. ATMs hit you for 250 baht per withdrawal, almost $8 just to access your own cash. Hotels, food, entertainment, all have drifted toward Western prices. What really hit me? Sitting in a Bangkok bar and realizing my beer costs as much as, sometimes more than, what I'd pay in New York or London. Not a one-off. Dual pricing. Tourist markups. It's everywhere. Thailand hasn't just raised prices, it's priced itself out of its old reputation. This isn't the budget paradise people still picture when they click book. It can still be amazing, but cheap? Not anymore. This is where it gets emotional, because money alone isn't the issue, it's the feeling. Tourists don't just notice higher prices, they feel targeted. And when you feel like you're being squeezed at every corner, it changes the whole experience. Let me paint the picture. You grab a beer at 7-Eleven, 41 baht. Walk across the street into a tourist bar. Suddenly it's 250 baht for the exact same bottle. You want pad thai? In a local area it's 60 baht. In a tourist zone, 180. Same noodles, same portion. Now, I get it. Locals charge more in tourist areas everywhere in the world. But in Thailand, it's become blatant. Tourists are treated like wallets on legs, and that perception sticks. People come once, pay the inflated prices, and decide not to return. Vietnam, on the other hand, feels fairer. You pay more in tourist spots, sure, but not triple. The gap doesn't sting the same way. And here in Pattaya, you see it daily. The resentment builds. Tourists get annoyed. Locals see them as complainers, and the whole cycle feeds into this growing negativity. Nothing sums up the decline like taxis in Thailand. It's the same story over and over. Meter, number, flat rate, way too high. I've seen tourists argue with drivers until they just give up and walk. It's not even about the money at that point. It's the principle. You feel disrespected. You feel tricked. And that's a dangerous game for a tourism economy. A tourist might give in once, but they won't forget it. They won't tell their friends to come back. They'll say, Thailand? Nah, it's a scam. Go to Vietnam instead. That's the real cost of this squeeze them for every baht mentality. You win the battle but lose the war. But here's the twist. There are winners in this decline, and they're mostly expats. With fewer tourists flooding in, rental prices have softened. Landlords who used to demand a year up front are suddenly flexible. Apartments that were impossible to find are sitting empty. Immigration offices? Faster, smoother, less chaos. For long-term residents, it's a weird blessing. Life gets a bit more comfortable, a bit less competitive, and for the few tourists who do come, attractions aren't as crowded. Some businesses are actually trying harder to deliver real service just to hold on to what little traffic they have. So yeah, if you live here, there's opportunity in the downturn. But let's be real. It's the exception, not the rule. What happens when businesses are starving? They cut corners, quality drops, service slips. That restaurant you loved last year? Suddenly the portions are smaller, the ingredients cheaper, the staff less friendly, And then there's the darker side. Petty crime tends to creep up when people are struggling. I've already heard more stories of pickpocketing, more whispers about scams that used to be rare. It's not everywhere, but it's noticeable. And within the expat community, the mood is souring. You hear more bitterness, more complaints, more nostalgia for the good old days. Negativity spreads fast, and it shapes how newcomers see the place too. At the heart of all this is one big question. What does Thailand want to be? Right now, it's confused. On one hand, the government talks about attracting high-quality tourists, the big spenders, the luxury seekers. They want developed nation prices, premium hotels, 5-star everything. On the other hand, they still market Thailand as the cheap, exotic paradise backpackers have been chasing for decades. You can't be both. You can't sell paradise on a budget and then charge like Paris. It doesn't work. People feel cheated. Meanwhile, Vietnam is crystal clear. Cambodia too. They're affordable, they're welcoming, and they're consistent. Tourists know what they're getting. Thailand, though, is trying to reinvent itself without actually reinventing anything. Living in Pattaya gives me a front row seat. This city is a mirror of Thailand's wider tourism problem. Once upon a time, Pattaya was buzzing year-round. Russians, Europeans, Americans, everywhere you turned. Now, walk down Beach Road and half the bars are empty on a Tuesday night. Some nights it feels like a ghost town, especially in spots that used to be shoulder to shoulder. And the tourists who do come, they're changing. More groups from India, fewer Westerners staying long term. I'm not saying that's bad, it's just different. But it adds to the sense that the Pattaya many of us knew is slipping away. Ask the bar owners, ask the street vendors. They'll tell you, business is down, prices are up, and the old vibe isn't coming back anytime soon. So where does that leave you, the visitor? Thailand is still worth it, don't get me wrong. The beaches are still stunning. The food, if you know where to look, is world class. The people can still be warm and welcoming, especially if you step outside the tourist bubble. But here's the bottom line. Adjust your expectations. Don't come here expecting the Thailand of 2005. Don't expect dollar beers and dirt cheap hotels. Don't expect to feel like royalty just because you showed up with a Western passport. If you adapt, if you build relationships, learn some Thai, show respect for the economic realities, you can still have an amazing time. But if you cling to the dream of a cheap paradise, you'll leave bitter. I'm not saying any of this to bash Thailand. I live here. I love this country. But love doesn't mean ignoring the flaws. Love means telling the truth, even when it stings. Right now, Thailand is at a crossroads. Keep squeezing tourists, keep raising prices without raising value, and the decline will continue. But shift the focus. Rebuild trust. Respect visitors, and maybe, just maybe, the magic can come back. It won't ever be exactly like it was. The world has changed, and so has Thailand. But there's still a chance to strike a balance. Here's the thing. Thailand will always have a place in my heart. But if I'm talking to you honestly, like a friend sitting across the table, I'd say this. Come here with eyes wide open. Don't expect cheap. Don't expect effortless hospitality. Expect a country figuring itself out, a place wrestling with its own contradictions. If you can accept that, you'll still find beauty here. But if you come chasing the past, you'll leave disappointed. Thailand isn't gone, but it's changing. And the real question is, are you willing to change with it?